Welcome home, Bitcoin truth seekers. Well, it's a crazy day in the world. Let's take a look at it. BitcoinDailyView.com got more for you there. Actually, let me start up a little bit more peppy. Welcome home, Bitcoin truth seekers. It is a glorious Sunday, October 8th, 8:18 a.m. here in the Arizona desert. And well, glorious. Maybe I shouldn't call today glorious. Well, anyway, it is quite the eventful weekend in the world. So I'll leave it at that. Hope you're having a good time, and where you are at in the world, you are safe and sound. BitcoinDailyView.com got more for you there. A big deal. Now, I know it's weekend, but looking at the DXY here, this is coming in for Friday. We're seeing here, this measurement, but the DXY dollar strength index has had this phenomenal upwards channel beyond comprehension, kicking ass. Well, if we look at this thing, what just happened recently? The MACD turned over. It rolled over. It's had quite a run up, and it's rolled over, and it's rolled over pretty steeply. So DXY lost its upwards channel, lost the MACD. This is a daily chart. We could definitely see the DXY take a little bit of a retrace here, and God love us, it really needs to. This thing has been beating the hell out of the world for a while, which the dollar tends to do, or like I guess bankers do, however you want to look at it. But like basically, definitely could see a retrace down to the the dot fives or the 200 moving averages on the daily. Even a 618 could come in at like 102.54. So anyway, I really do think that it would have a value if the DXY rolled over for a while. I know that that's quite the statement. It depends on how you look at it. I mean, this is a deep topic, but definitely dollar strength index. If this thing could take a hit and begin to roll over a little bit, it would definitely help commodities. It would help all kinds of stuff. So overall, I'm looking at this as kind of a good thing. So dollar strength index, roll over, retrace, hardcore, give commodities, give crypto an opportunity, give the market in general an opportunity to make some gains. This has been overextended for so dang long, and this is manipulation. Of course, this is money printing, etc. So anyway, dollar strength index. Let's see some sanity. Let's see a good week next week, and you just dump your ass off so we can make crap tons of money in commodities and cryptos, etc. So with that said, looking at this is DXY once again, daily chart. You can see, boom, there it is. Looking over here at crude oil. Now, crude oil began to make a move on Friday back towards the upside, and that actually does reflect. If we look here, that does reflect previous support and resistance in the chart. So boom, bam, right where it's at. Makes sense. Are we seeing a bounce there? I myself am betting on U.S. oil next week. I think we could see a run. It would make sense. So that, and then also I'll look at uranium like later on today, and I'll look at or also Monday morning. I'll try to get on mornings this week because it's going to be a very, very eventful week in the market. So I just will get my ass out of bed earlier and do my videos. But what was the uranium stock? American Uranium Corporation. I forget what it is. Anyway, we'll look at it later. But I think definitely some commodities are going to be doing quite well if the DXY continues rolling over, and also commodities really are king. So ultimately, and queen in the end. And so oil, I would expect to run up this coming week. So if you trade, oil in any way, there you go, you're set. Gold, of course, Friday began to roll over. Definitely been dumping pretty hard. Definitely if the DXY continues dumping, we're going to see gold make a run. Silver, it's even more reactive, of course, and it started to make a rollover on Friday. So definitely if DXY continues to dump, we're going to see it continue moving. Now, if I look at this one closed on Friday, but this that I'm looking at here, just silver on the ounce here, just silver. If you look here on TradingView, you see it as just silver. I just look at silver here over commodity, CFD, TV, on TBC, different places to look at it. But this one seems to be showing today. So it is ultimately Forex, I guess you would say. So anyway, Friday. Oh, I'm sorry. It stopped on Friday. Sorry. I thought that it didn't. No, this stopped on Friday. So anyway, you can see a nice rollover on Friday. So if DXY continues to dump oil, I'll look at uranium miner later on. Gold, silver, looking good. I myself am going to run over to the coin store on Friday if I can get a good price on coins. I'll be buying some silver coins because I still am thinking we'll be able to ride that up to 25 bucks and sell if you so desire. Not financial advice, just saying I love little silver eagles and I love having that hardcore real asset. I think it's important these days. So I buy some weekly, and I also, to make a little bit extra money, I do sell some when like if we run up to 25. I'll probably sell some of that back so I can make more later when it dips, if it does. Anyway, that's why I'm always stacking my silver coins, because eventually I think we're not going to see it dip again until it hits those Lambo numbers, just maybe. Anyway, plus it's real money. It's good to have real money. It feels good. Do yourself a favor, get a little stack of silver coins and just hold them and go, it is good. It's a spiritual experience. Anyway, Bitcoin trading volume 948 million last 24 hours, down 57%. Not surprising, especially with world events. Also, it's weekend. I'm watching. Definitely, we've had a little bit of volatility here on the hourly chart last couple hours, especially since the games began over there in Israel. We've seen some volatility in the market. Well, in Bitcoin here on the hourly chart. So definitely some longs and shorts getting wrecked. Don't try too hard right now. One of the reasons why I would back that up, don't try too hard to long and short with leverage right now, is on Binance, where the big money is, where the big volume is, 50% long, 49% short for Bitcoin. And so basically the big money doesn't know what to do. And I'm not seeing, just getting the feel on this that I like to look at here on the hourly chart, I would say, don't try too hard. I'm seeing just too many nice, thick liquidations of longs and shorts. So just be careful. This is not a time to get too crazy, at least with leverage. If you think it's going to go up, you think it's going to go down, play safe if you're using leverage, because you don't know. The world's too crazy right now. Looking at the top 20 exchanges, definitely most are in the red. They're beginning to turn up as we hit the new week. We'll see how that goes. It's not surprising that spot trading across all pairs right there. Also, I wanted to note this. This is rather interesting. For Ethereum, longs versus shorts, 69% long, 30% shorts. Must we look at Ethereum? What's going on here? Let's look at this right now. I'm going to go over to this chart here and put in Ethereum. Look at it on Binance, where the big moolah is. And why are people longing it so hard with leverage? Daily MACD is rolling over towards the negative. It's not negative yet. On the daily, it's under the 200 and the 314. Is there anything which is a little bit more stunning as far as recent price action? No. A slight push up, but it's under the 200 and the 314 on the 45-minute chart. It's slightly trending up, but it's not an exciting chart. I don't see any reason to go long on this thing. How about the 4-hour chart? How's that looking? 4-hour chart had a challenge of the 200. Didn't make it, got stuck between 200 and 314. Indicators are slowly rolling over, but overall volume's not really there. So I have no idea what people are in Ethereum right now. I don't see any reason to be bullish on it, unless you know something that other people don't know. And maybe you got some, maybe we got some whales who know something that we don't know. Why is there such a long sentiment there on Binance for Ethereum? Just something to think about. Let's keep an eye on this. There's always insiders that know before we know. And if you think about it, on this 4-hour chart, you could kind of see, if you wanted to be drastically optimistic, you kind of see a low, a higher low, and a higher low. Kind of lost it right here, though. But if I was to clear that out, let's make this a little bit bigger. And let's try to figure out what these what the big money knows here. What's going on here? What do they know? Somebody knows something. I don't know what they know. So if I was to look at this, and I mean be ridiculously weird and optimistic and crazy, okay, with my upwards channel, boom, disregarding the 200 moving average and the 314 here on the 4-hour chart, that could be considered. I know we had a little breakout above, but could this be the bottom of an upwards channel in the 4-hour chart for Ethereum? It is challenging that 200 moving average, and people seem to have some strange confidence in it with their longs. And that's a lot of long sentiment for something that is not that exciting of a chart. Could we see a W forming over at Blockchain Education? We kind of call W's like a win, but it kind of already, but that would have been W1, 2. Anyway, that's a little hard to call. I don't know about that. Anyway, let's keep an eye on this, because that could be the bottom of this upwards channel. We have a low, a higher low, kind of just barely a higher low, higher high, higher high, higher high, really higher high. Then it lost it a bit, a little bit of volatility, but did make a strong bounce. This is interesting. It bounced, got above the 200, couldn't make it above the 314, got rejected. Now it's challenging the 314. I mean the 200, it's over it. Something that I'm curious about is, let's see, how else can we look at this? That's all I can tell you. That's all I got. This is an interesting chart. If Ethereum did continue to run, let's look at that. Where's my forecast? If this did run from where it's sitting back to the top of this channel, that'd be like 6%. Just following it's kind of the way it sort of trends. Maybe maybe throughout next week a 6% gain on that. Interesting. What if you did like ETH versus BTC? Maybe you could get some sweet sats. How's that chart look? Whoa, man. Okay, pummeled as heck. But beginning to make a bit of a turnaround there in the 4-hour chart. How's a very short-term chart look? Getting some push. Slowly rolling over. Anyway, guys, Ethereum versus BTC, Ethereum versus USDT, just one to watch. I'm just kind of looking at the big money here on Binance, and someone seems to think it's a good play, so I'll keep an eye on it. Volume dumping over the weekend, beginning to perk up on the top 20 exchanges. Looking at Bitcoin in the top 100, Bitcoin 27,924. I'll take it. That's a pretty nice number there. Trust Wallet, TWT, up 10% this weekend. Other than that, the top 100 are not looking that crazy, and that kind of makes sense. Too much world volatility, in my opinion. Looking at Bitcoin here on the daily chart with the cool thing that I've been using recently, the MACD, but also I love the little MACD trade, a little like an indicator here of when to go in and out based on MACD crosses. Anyway, we're still positive. Daily MACD for Bitcoin is still positive. Tangent's beginning to weaken a little bit. Be careful. Watch out, because right now the Bitcoin was the issue last week. We have gone under the 200 here on the daily chart, bounced off to 314. Now we're challenging 200. We're riding it along. We either really truly got to break above this thing and be like boom, and make that run, or we're going to get rejected, and maybe make a bounce off that 314 again. And the MACD is looking a little weak, so I'm just saying, be watchful. Be watchful. Let's look at a 4-hour chart here. Sorry, that's a 6-hour chart. 6-hour chart looks kind of good, actually. 4-hour chart is well above the 200 moving average. Very nice balance. It's riding really good. It just went negative on a MACD cross, so it wants you out on the 4-hour chart. I'll give it a little bit faster. Sorry, guys. It's still early morning for me. But MACD is negative there on the 4-hour chart. So anyway, guys, Bitcoin looking pretty good, but it's just, like I say, it's just, to me personally, it's not an exciting chart right now. But what I do like is that if it can stay, in this kind of upwards channel here on the 4-hour chart, as we roll into this week, and it can keep above the 200 on the during the week here, and also here on a let me look at an hourly chart. Yeah, if we can stay above that that hourly 200 moving average, and here you can see on the hourly chart, very, very short time frame, but still MACD is beginning to turn positive. A great spot to look at the MACD is the 2-hour chart. How's that looking? It's negative, but maybe that histogram is beginning to go in the right direction. A tangent will probably turn up. The channel looks pretty good here on the 2-hour chart. It's above the 200 moving average. That's really nice. So basically on the daily, you're above the 200 moving average on the daily. I'm sorry, no, you're challenging it. But if you look at the 4-hour chart and the and the shorter time frames, let's even look at the 45-minute chart here. Yeah, 45-minute chart. This thing's perking along. It wicked down to the 200 moving average, but continued up. It's in a squeeze right now, but the squeeze indicator is beginning to turn towards the positive. Directional nexus is looking towards the positive. Tangent of the ADX is looking good. Overall volume's kind of been trailing off because after all, it is weekend. So, I mean, it's been trailing off if I kind of average it out there. But anyway, if we can stay positive above the 200 moving average for the 45-minute chart all the way up through the daily, as we cruise on this weekend, it looks like, especially that daily makes the MACD starts looking better, and we get a challenge that 200 and get above it. Definitely that could, especially if the DXY, dollar strength index, continues to dump, we could see a really powerful week for Bitcoin, and a lot of alts could lose their damn minds. So I'll be on in the mornings, the best I can get my ass out of bed a little bit early, and do some of these for y'all and me. But if we look here, I'm going to do a little forecast here. If Bitcoin made it back to the top of this channel, that's like 5%. You know, I mean, I'd have a trailing take profit at about 3 right here in the middle of this upwards channel. And what is that right about there? Upwards channel, the heartbeats. Oh crap, the heartbeat is right around 3%. So I would be like 3% or so out of a trailing take profit of like 1%, something crazy. And I bet you will see another run, very similar to what we saw back here, where it just something like this. We're going to see something like that. Anyway, guys, that's what I can tell you. So Bitcoin, not an incredibly exciting chart, but kind of exciting. I will say that, especially starting Monday, above the 200 moving average and a 45-minute chart and all the other good things we're seeing here, this nice upwards channel, not an incredibly exciting chart, but definitely if DXY continues to roll over and commodities make a move, Bitcoin will as well. It could be a nice, easy run, close look at Bitcoin. We already did that. And then other than that, what else is there? Is there anything? I wanted to look at some article, just one article. Okay. Just not to get into all the world events right now, because, I think we don't know enough. This is still a very new situation. But one thing I will note is, dozens of Americans among Gaza hostages. And we all know what happened, but this is interesting. Situation is that there's a lot of Western citizens that got nabbed, and that's where I think you can see that's one of my big worries. I mean, I don't like civilians ever being targeted. I think it's always evil. There's no excuse for it. Pardon my political stance, but both sides have done that far too much. And anyway, this is what I worry about as far as a international conflict. My hope is that those people, I don't want to use any names and get the YouTube dinged. Just saying, like, I hope that these hostages are just released quickly back to their Western homes, because I hope everybody is, all the hostages. Most likely the some hostages for a trade for a prisoner exchange, but I hope the ones that are just from Western nations outside of the conflict, I hope they just get sent home happy and healthy, because this is the whole thing was evil. It's terrible. But this is the part that really creates a danger of far greater international conflict. But then again, do Western nations even give a crap about their citizens? I don't know. No one cared when they ran over Rachel Corrie with a bulldozer. So she was a U.S. citizen. Anyway, with that said, Bitcoin truth seekers, thank you for believing in an optimistic future. I think this is a powerful week ahead. My eyes really are on the DXY. We'll see what happens there. I'll look at uranium, maybe even come on a little bit later today. Never financial advice, but I think if commodities are rolling, gold and silver, awesome. Oil, awesome. We'll throw some uranium in there, some uranium miners, see how they're doing. And also, I want to start looking at a commercial and retail real estate. I think those are going to be good indicators. I know this is about crypto specifically, Bitcoin daily view, but the big picture really does help us have an idea of which way the crypto market is going to go as well, because crypto market is part of the world, even though the bankers would like to think it's just a place where nefarious, naughty things happen. So anyway, take care, and I will see you guys as soon as I can get back on. If anything crazy happens, I'll start doing some little updates. If anything is too crazy, anything is too controversial, I'll just put it over on my channel, Bitcoin Daily View, and not share it over at Blockchain Education, because they're if I'm gonna get a video dinged, I don't want to do it over there. So anyway, y'all take care. Be safe. If you're out this weekend with your family doing things, whether it's Costco or barbecue or whatever, be careful. This is a dangerous moment. Just be careful.